Welcome to the Mother-Daughter-ish podcast. It's your mama's favorite podcast.
And the podcast your daughter always wanted.
This is Miss Dawn.
And Aungelique.
From the 713. Houston, y'all. Get connected and stay connected weekly as new shows debut on Sunday, Wednesday, and please check out our Saturday Out and About showcases.
Enjoy the show. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and tell every woman on the planet that you know about our show.
Here's our show for today. Happy May the 22nd, and today's show is all about streaming and the options that you have. I get asked all the time when I tell people I don't have cable and regular TV and all that, and they go, what are you doing for TV? Well, first of all, I do not watch TV that much, so it does not matter. I could go a whole year, and if I never saw a program, I'd be okay. You know, it wouldn't be a problem. I've done it before. I went 18 months with no social media, no TV on. Actually, I took all the TVs off the wall. So when the kids were in middle school or high school, I took all the TVs off the wall and gave them away to Goodwill, and then was just like taking a break to just be business and family and just do family stuff without the TV. But, you know, nowadays we have so many options on streaming that it's really, really fun to be able to curate whatever it is that you really want to curate. I have a friend that I do a show called Pop Culture Cosmos, and we talk about, you know, shows that are being presented, shows that have been canceled, shows that have been renewed, those that have not, and we just talk about, you know, the different options on TV. We talk about what's on broadcast TV. We talk about what's on streaming TV. We talk about all the new things and the old things. We talk about those things that leave regular TV and go over to some of the streaming networks and get a whole new life. So I really love talking about TV, and now that I can curate it the way I want it, I can see what I want to see, and that I don't want to see, I don't look at it. There's so many, you know, what they call cult classics, or those that are headed to be cult classics that are coming up that I frankly have never seen. There's just a lot of shows that I just have not seen from back in the day and nowadays. Some of them I just don't want them even in my spirit. So there's a lot of ways that you can watch the different television that you want to watch. And I'm going to talk about a few of them. And keep in mind, you don't have to have every last one of them, but it's just smart to really know about them, though. You don't have to have everything. One thing I will tell you is make sure that you do have a smart TV. I know that they say you don't need a smart TV to get streaming for movies, but you do need a TV that's at least a 4K TV or newer. Let me tell you why. Because maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, I bought a Vizio 4 years ago, and then I bought a Vizio in 2015, bought another Vizio in 2017 after the Hurricane Harvey because it blew out. And Vizio now decided in 2021 that they were no longer going to support Hulu. I mean, can you believe that? I woke up one day to watch a Hulu show, put it on, and it said your TV is no longer supported by it. So I thought, well, you know, maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I could get them to show me how to reset it or something like this. So I called Vizio, the electronics company, and they said, no, ma'am, we don't support Vizio. What that really said, you know, on the business end of business wasn't that they didn't support it. What it really was is that they no longer were contracted. It's kind of like when the local TV stations were saying, okay, if you've got this particular Dish Network, or you have an Xfinity or AT&T, if you have them, we may not be supporting their local channels. It's all about money. If they didn't pay, or they went up on the rates and those companies didn't want to pay to still be connected to them, then they just cancel them. So we're going to talk a little bit about Amazon, talk a little bit about Apple, a little bit about how you can watch TV on YouTube and Google Roku and all of those different opportunities. So you do have a way that you can see some fun things that you want to have. Some of the companies that are on top right now are, of course, your Netflix, and they do have a 5 out of 5 rating. However, in the last few weeks, they laid off 150 employees, and they lost over 200 and something thousand or more people, one of the reasons is that they pulled out of Russia. So, of course, if you pull a whole network out of a whole country, you're losing all of that country's money and those subscriptions. The next one is going to be Sling TV. You may have never heard of Sling TV, but it's affordable and it's a simple TV station. Now, I do know that I'll tell you that some of the Vizio TVs that I have and some of the Samsung TVs that I have, they do have Sling already built in. And that's what I'm seeing now with some of the newer TVs that are coming out. I probably end up giving these away that I have or selling them to somebody or something to maybe upgrade my streaming TVs, because it's been quite a while now. And I noticed that now some of the other ones do have the Hulu and the Disney Plus. The problem is that they may have them for 4 years. They decide to cancel their contract. The same thing that happened with this Vizio TV is going to happen with those as well. So on top is Netflix, then Sling TV, then Apple TV, then Hulu TV, which is kind of funny because I was thinking that it would have been more like Amazon. It would have been Netflix, like neck and neck, and then it would have been Apple, Hulu, and then Sling. But the way this order is going, it's very, very interesting that they have them ranked in that such a way. Again, so like we'll talk about HBO Max, we'll talk about Hulu, we'll talk about Netflix, we'll talk about Disney Plus, we'll talk about Sling TV, Apple TV Plus, the Peacock station, and then there's another one that I had not heard of that I had to look into, which is Fubo. Fubo, Fubo. And when I saw that name, I thought about the old clothing line back in the day, Fubu, for us by you, Fubu, but that one is Fubo, Fubo. And we'll talk even about YouTube TV. I notice every time now if I go to YouTube, it has like a little thing at the bottom that says, do you want to start your free subscription to YouTube TV? I'm so tempted to do it because they have a few things on there I want to see. But I'm one of those people. I could wait it out. Like, for example, if I'm watching a series and then all of a sudden I don't have that station anymore and I got to wait 3 years. I'll wait 3 years for it to come. I'm not that loyal to any of those shows that I'm going to go and have 7 different streaming. Now, so if you think about it, if each one of them are between $5 and $7 or $5 and $10, if you have 10 of them, I mean, you're already paying quite a bit of money that you were paying when you had cable. We'll talk a little bit about Philo and then DirecTV Stream. Isn't that interesting, that DirecTV Stream? But, they've gone from just having Hulu to Hulu Plus Live TV, which is where you could have your Hulu, but then also watch your live local stations as well. Now, I will tell you, back in the day and this is way back in the day because it's way before 2017, back in the day when I had cable, I did the dumbest thing, which is I did the bundle thing. And let me tell you something, when you do the bundle thing, if you mess up on one thing, you lose everything. Because, for example, when you have the bundle thing, you have TV, you have cable, you have internet. So let's just say you're out of the country and, you left your family back at the house and you didn't pay the bill, and of course, don't ever have it on automatic pay, because I tried that and they just did whatever they wanted to do. They were billing me 2 and 3 times during the month, and I'm sorry, we'll just tack it on to. No, you took $1,000. So no. My bill was only $200. What are you doing? Anyway, what was I saying? If you mess up on your bill or whatever, that means that you lose TV, you lose your phone, and you lose internet. Well, I got into this mode of, I don't watch TV enough to have this. This does not make sense to me. Because when I had my business in Louisiana and I had an apartment there, I just used my hotspot for everything. When I first started out, I did get cable, AT&T, and then I canceled them because they didn't make sense to me. And they didn't keep their promise on what they were going to do. So I canceled them. I canceled their phone. I just got rid of them altogether. But I then started using my hotspot through T-Mobile, where they had like a little hotspot thing. I could pay like $5 or $10 a month. And then when I would go to Louisiana, I would just work from there. And all I needed really was internet. And then on my TV, I think I had like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and maybe Hulu. Maybe those are the 3 that I had. Yeah, I think so. Mostly I wanted to see Netflix and Amazon because there were a few little short movies or series on there that I really liked. And then, once I got back home, I'd be like, I really don't need TV. I'm not engrossed in it that much. If I want to go see something, I'll find it on another station. If I have the Fire Stick, it might be on there. So I decided, okay, but now this is going to affect my landline. I use my landline for a lot of business. I used my landline for my fax machine. Because, you didn't have to pay extra for a fax. You just unplug the phone, plug up the fax, send the fax, and then plug the phone back up. You didn't have to pay for a separate number. So that was a problem. I was like, okay, how do I fix that? Then I found eFax, where you could send a digital fax through the computer. I said, okay, that's an option. And then I had a business cell phone, so it was like, I really don't need the landline. Now, one of the requirements with a couple of speaking contracts that I had was required. It was required that you had to have a landline and with a voicemail that directly identified what you did as a profession. And that was very, very, very annoying. So there were a few things that were holding me back. So it really honestly took me about 3 years to figure out my situation once I decided what I wanted to do. And so the first thing I was like, I don't care about the cable. So I got rid of that. Wasn't a problem in my mind first. And then the second thing was the internet. I don't care about that. So I got rid of that in my mind second, because I had the hotspot and it worked just as well as what I needed it to do. Then the third thing was figuring out this phone situation. Like, I didn't want to get rid of my landline. I had the same number since 1990 something. And you know how your mind is. What if somebody from 20 years ago trying to reach out to me and they can't reach out to me because I changed my number? Or, what if I get rid of this landline? I mean, it was just like, after I got over that and resolved that issue, I finally packed up all the equipment and took everything back to Xfinity. And I said, I no longer want your services. My bill is paid off. I'm good to go. You can have your equipment back, which I felt so stupid giving them equipment back that I paid on all of this time, because you pay a monthly fee to rent it from them. And I'm just like, I pretty much paid for this thing, many, many moons over. And now I'm giving it back to them for them to refurbish it and resell it to somebody else and still make money off of it, which to me just did not make sense. It was kind of borderline stupid. So that's another reason why I got rid of cable. So once I got rid of cable, then I found out I could just use my hotspot, and I just kind of winged it with the internet for the hotspot for years, at least, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20... It's like 6 years, 6 or 7 years. I didn't get internet, regular hard internet in the house until like maybe 2019 or something like that. And that was after I found out that T-Mobile now was giving the same device like a AT&T, like a Xfinity. Then I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm already paying them a cell phone bill. Might as well pay them an internet bill. And then I can cut the cord with everything else, which I've already done. I'm good. But I noticed that the kids play video games and they like to be on high-powered electronics things. So I was like, okay, maybe we need a little bit more power in the house. And then, I'm doing a lot more videoing and social media, different things like that. I need a little bit more power. So I gave them the external, because I noticed everywhere I traveled, they had great internet anyway, hotspot and all that stuff. So I gave them back the little device and canceled that little $10 a month and just decided I was going to go ahead and get regular in-home internet, and it was $50. And I thought, okay, that's fair, because with AT&T and Xfinity, whenever I had either one of them, you will not believe I was paying over $300 a month. And I just was like, it just started seeming real stupid. So I got rid of that, and it just didn't make sense anymore. Almost like, with my AT&T plan that I had years ago when the kids were in school, if they would go over their data, sometimes our cell phone bill would be $800, $900, $1,000 a month because somebody went over. And I used to have to go in and turn their services off. It's like, okay, now you costing me more time where I got to go in and turn a preteen's phone off so that they can't go over their limits. So now they can't use their phone. You're inconvenienced. I'm mad. My bill is too high. The child got an attitude. It's like, okay, you causing friction in my house. So I got rid of them for that. I mean, for everything. I was just like, I went straight over to T-Mobile, and it's like, I think I'm going to do business with y'all. And I'm not promoting T-Mobile. I'm just saying this was my journey through cutting the cord. And so right now I have Netflix that is paid for through T-Mobile. And I think my portion of the bill is $3. Now you can only get this if you have if you have two or more phones with them. And I happen to have two phones plus a business phone. So that's 3 phones with them. And so they pay my Netflix bill. And when I asked them to drill it down to how much, because, nothing is free. I asked them to drill it down to what my portion was. My portion is like $3.15. So I was like, okay, Netflix for $3 is great. Now, the way we do it is that I have Netflix, and we can put that on multiple devices. My daughter has HBO and Hulu through her Netflix and through her Hulu, she has HBO and she has some other channels, and she shares that with us because she's in, come in here or whatever. We want to be able to be comfortable to watch TV. And then my youngest daughter has Disney Plus, which she don't share with nobody. I've been trying to see Black is King for 11 years, and she will not give me the passcode. But you know what? We're getting ready to go on a road trip, and I'm going to try to get her to give me that passcode so I can at least see that, because I've been just wanting to see the visual. I heard that it was really good. So, between all three of us having our very specifics, then I have access to, I can go on my daughter's phone and I can look at Disney Plus. On my other daughter's phone, Angie's phone, I can look at Hulu, HBO Max, and whatever other things that she has on there, Peacock or whatever. And then in my own house, I have my Netflix that I have here. And then, of course, I have YouTube, but not the paid version. We'll talk about that. But I have regular YouTube. So on regular YouTube, they also have movies. I do not have any local stations. I stopped watching the morning and evening news probably like 10 years ago. So I have not watched a news channel in my own house in over almost a decade. Now, when I go to other people's houses, if they have the news on, that's fine. But I know, like, for me, let's go into some of the streaming sites, and you can pick and choose whichever ones you want. If you say, okay, my budget is only $40 a month, you could actually get quite a few streaming networks, because by the time you pay $5 or $10 a month for some of them, you could have about 5 of them if your budget is $50 for streaming, which is still cheaper than $300 worth of cable. That you're not. And if you've been to any hotels lately, I don't care if you've been to Mexico or if you've been to Colorado or Utah, Las Vegas, some of the TVs don't have regular stations. As soon as you turn that TV on, after your welcome, you're going to see a streaming for Netflix, Hulu, and all that, and you have to put your password in. Now, don't do like me and forget to take your password out, because I've done that before. But then when I get home, I just change the password name, even if I'm not sure if I did or not. But you can absolutely go to some hotels now, and they don't have regular stations. They don't have cable. They don't have anything. They're like, look, you are here to have a great time. You're not here to sit and watch TV. So put in your password to whatever you would have used at the house. So you have options. And here are a few of your options. You have HBO Max that starts at about $9 a month. Now, during Christmas, I don't know if you saw this, but they actually had a bundle where you could get HBO Max, you could get Hulu and Disney Plus, and it was like $9 a month. I didn't do it because, again, I already have pretty much access to it. Hulu, basic Hulu, is about $7 a month. So there you go. With Hulu and HBO Max, you're only looking at about $17 a month. So as you start to think about what stations you want to watch, here you are. Now, I did get when I got my new iPhone 13, I did get a free 3-month subscription to Showtime. That was really fun because I love Billions, the series Billions, and I was able to catch up on everything that I had missed over the last year or so. You got Netflix. Oh my gosh, I remember in the early 2000s when Netflix was sending CDs out. It was only like $3 to $5 a month. I had a friend who was into it, and I didn't understand it, so I didn't get into it until much later when it's already was streaming. But Netflix now is basic. It's starting at $10 a month, and they're almost saying that with that one, they're getting ready to start putting commercials. I don't know why nobody sits around their board room table and let them know. And this is the only reason why people have streaming, is because they do not. I say it again, they do not want commercials. It's not that we don't love commercials. We love to see what's going on, what new makeup is out there, what new underwear, what new men's cologne, what new everything is out there. It's just that when we're involved in our shows, we just want to see our shows. Commercials can come up in other places, just if we have regular TV or whatever. But when we're paying to not get commercials, we're not going to pay you and to see the commercials. So somebody needs to tell somebody on their board that. Disney Plus is about $8 to $10 a month. I know my daughter told me she was paying $10. So the fact that they said it's $8 a month, I don't know which one that one is, but she's paying $10. And she tells me every month, she said, Mama, they just snatched that money out of there fast. As soon as my check hit, they be sitting lurking, because she say if she's late, they won't even turn it off, which is great to know. They don't turn it off, but as soon as you get some money in there, they snatch. She say they snatch that money real fast. Sling TV. Now, Sling TV starts at about $35 a month. Listen, the plus about it is it works with Android, it works with the Xbox, and it works with the Samsung smart TVs, LG TVs, and Vizio smart TVs. I have Sling already built into my TV, so I know for a fact it's on there. That would not be one that I would pay $35 a month. I don't care who they are, where they come from, and how many people they have. Simply because paying $35 a month, 10, 20, 30, I can get 3 to 4 other streaming networks for that one. So I'm just looking at what they call it, more bang for my buck. And the bang would be more streaming for the dollars. Now, remember, I'm on a $50 budget. If I said that, I got to really be careful. Apple TV Plus is only $4.99 a month. But let me tell you, I have gone through all of the programming on Apple TV and have not seen one thing. I have not seen one thing that was anything that I cared about. I've watched a few things, nothing that ever made me go back. So if you see things on Apple TV that you like, then that might be one of yours. It just wasn't or never will be one of mine at this point. Peacock Network. Peacock has a lot of good streaming on there. And that one, I did not see the price. Oh, I take that back. It's $4.99 a month if you get a deal. And a lot of these places, if you go online, you can get a good deal. If you do like a bundle thing, you could get a deal. Now, this other one I was telling you that sound like Fubo, but it's really Fubo. Fubo TV, it's, listen. This thing's starting at $69 a month. You get live TV that's included with it. All the platforms that you can work from it is your Fire TV, your Android TV, your Apple TV. You could do it from your Mac and your PC. So you could do it from Chrome, iPhone, iPad, Roku. So I guess you're paying for the convenience of any device, but it's going to be a no for me. So Fubo TV Pro is $69 a month. Fubo TV Elite is $79. So I'm going to keep, reading, because that one is just, child, I didn't see nothing about a free subscription to check it out to see if you even like it. I guess you either sink or swim. You know what you're going to do. Prime TV is only $119 a month. And again, you're paying for the convenience of all that it works from the Xbox, the Fire Pad, the Roku, the Blu-ray. I ain't heard the word Blu-ray in 5 years or 10 maybe. It works from the iPad, the Chromecast, everything. That's getting up to cable prices. So that one I'm just kind of like, nah, it's okay. We trying to get down to affordable prices so that we can get more bang for our buck. We're not trying to get back to all of those other prices. But those are some of them. Now, my daughter will tell you, Angie, I almost said her whole name, Aungelique. She will tell you she loves her some Tubi TV. She says Tubi TV has so many options on there as far as like your old school movies or some things that you might want to watch on there. But I just look at it like, okay, I have to say, I don't say like, what are my top 5, streaming networks? I always say, okay, here's what my budget is. My budget is $40 a month, $50 a month, $60 a month. That's how I go. And then I'll line up all the ones that I think I want to see. And then if they're within the $5 to $7 range, max is going to be $10. Because even at $10, we can do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That's 5 streaming stations for somebody who doesn't watch a lot of TV. That's still a lot. So I look at what is my budget. And then from the budget, I'm then going to figure out what do I want to do with those stations. So for me, that's the way I'm going to have to do it, because that's what's going to work best. Now listen, if you're already paying $200 for cable or less, then keep your cable, I guess. But I don't know too many people right now that I've had a serious conversation with about cutting the cord and trying to show them how to do it. And I've shown hundreds of people how I did it, whether they did it the same way or they figured out their own kind of way. But if you're going to pay the same thing on cable prices with all the streaming networks, then just keep your cable. But if you want to have Stars because you like Outlander, and you want to have Showtime because you like Billions, and you want to have HBO because you heard Aquaman was on there, you want to have YouTube TV because there's a lot of exclusive programming on there that nobody else is going to see, and you want to pay that fee, you figure out which ones are your favorite ones. For me, I like Hulu. I like Netflix. Since I'm only paying $3 a month, that goes into the $50 budget. I like Hulu. I like Netflix. I like HBO Plus. I like Showtime. Now, keep in mind, I only did that 3-month subscription for free, and then I canceled it, so I'm good on that. And then I actually like, if I have to pick one more, I can't pick one more because I don't have another one that I would, care about seeing. Again, the only reason why I want to get into my daughter's Disney Plus account is because I want to see Black is King by Beyonce, and that's it. I want to see the visuals of all that because I heard it was absolutely beautiful and awe-inspiring, so I wanted to see that. But think about what your options are in your streaming TV, and then just go for it. Go for it and try them out. A lot of them have a free trial, so let me tell you what to do, because I'm the person who I don't put my credit card into anything, not my real bank credit card. You go over to Walgreens and you get you a Visa vanilla gift card, and you load it with about $50 on it. Then you pick a couple of free subscriptions that'll say, okay, free for 3 months or whatever, or 2 months, even 1 month, and you buy the free subscription, and then you cancel it. If they decide that they don't want to cancel it and they try to charge you, they're not going to get any money because it's not tied to any of your bank statements or your bank account or anything like that. So that's how you can keep them from continuing to charge you. Because look, if you've been around long enough, you know that you can get these subscriptions and you pay for them on your bank card, and then you go and do what you're supposed to do, whatever they tell you to do, and you canceled it, but then they decide they're not going to cancel it, and all they have to do is say, I'm sorry, and we'll get you your money back in the next 18 weeks. It's like, I don't think so. But go and get you a vanilla Visa, MasterCard, American Express, whatever card you prefer. Pay the little $3.99, $5 fee, whatever, and just put that on that card. For those that you decide, you want to keep them, then add up what it's going to cost for the subscription for the year, and then load another card and put it on there. The danger with using your bank card is that if they decide they want to double, triple, quadruple charge you, or they don't want to cancel the subscription at that point, you're stuck, and that's a bill that's going to come out. One thing my banker told me, she said, even if you cancel that card and you get another card, when that monthly charge that you already authorized comes in, it's going to still come out of your new account, even if you got a new credit card. So I don't like any of that. I don't like any of it. And if you watched our show or listened to it even, maybe about 3 months back, we did a show on banking-ish, and we were just talking about the issues with having traditional banks in your life and those things that we can do about that. I mean, you see what happened with Wendy Williams and Wells Fargo. You see what's happening with the women in Chase Bank. You heard my story about what happened with Chase Bank. So it's like you just got to figure out how to handle your own devices and figure out how you want your money to be spent or taken out or used or whatever. But that's our show for today on streaming networks and your options. You have many, so you can't say, oh gosh, there's just not a lot of, no. You have many. And then again, the bonus thing is when you travel, and let's say, because whenever we travel, we always say, okay, we're going to stay in the room for this day. We got a free day today. We call it a free day. So when you travel, you can also take that password with you, and you can log into your Netflix, your Hulu, your HBO, your Peacock, your Showtime, whatever, right there at the hotel. Just remember to please log out, because if not, the next guest that comes into that room will be able to look at your things. And they can also then go into your account and see, personal information, your address and all that kind of stuff. So just remember to log out, because I have been caught slipping and forgetting to log out and having to wait till I got home to then turn around and change the whole dang password. And I don't be remembering them passwords. It's like, geez. And I'm not one of the people that uses one password for everything. No, I'm going to use the most ridiculous thing that nobody could ever figure out for my password. So, and I'm going to use a different one for all 50 different things. So that's just the way I do things. But that's our show for today on streaming networks. Find out which one worked good for you, or start helping a friend pay for theirs. So if they're paying $10 a month for Disney Plus and they want to share their password with you, maybe you give them $5 a month and y'all both share it. Find a few friends that where you have Netflix or whatever, and you paying the $16 a month because you want to be able to share it on 4 TVs, and you get 4 people that want to use your Netflix, you pay for it together. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do with y'all accounts. I know Netflix and all these other people may not like to hear that or want to hear it, but we got to figure out what's best for us. We got to figure out what's best for our budget. We already paying $5.15 for gas almost, or $4.15 I saw yesterday. So it's like we got to figure out how to stream cut everything. Now, if these streaming services are smart, they won't be tripping about who all is using everybody's passcode, because guess what? We can easily just cancel you. We can easily just go in and say, just forget it. I won't look at it at all. And yep, there are some of us who have that willpower. I'm one of them that will just cancel the whole thing. We don't have to have it. We want it, but we don't have to have it. And I'm one of those people, if I don't have to have it, I ain't worried about it. So, good luck with your streaming. Find one that works for you. Even if you just find one, there's several in the $5 category. And you could put $5 times 12 months and pay for it for the whole year. Check it out. If you don't like it, then you don't renew it that next year. Put it on one of those gift cards that won't affect your bank account or whatever. But that's a great way to cut the cord for cable, for phone, for internet, if you want to look at some other options on phone, internet, and cable. And thank you for listening. Make sure that you go over to motherdaughterish_ at Instagram and join us. We're almost nearing 10,000 and we're excited about that. I've been telling everybody and their mama to make sure they go over there and follow us on that page, because we have inspiring something every day. I mean, we talk about everything from flowers to balloons to roller skating to talking conversation to hair, everything that pertains to women. We talk about it. And then some, a lot of fun things over there, little sneak peeks on when we're out and about and traveling and going to different women's expos, getting ready to go to the White Label event in Las Vegas. And I'm so excited about that. I can't even tell you, it's my first time going, and I've already connected with quite a few people that are excited to meet and greet. And it's going to be a good time in Vegas, and it's Memorial Day weekend. Let me tell you, it's going to be really great, and I'm excited about it. But enjoy your day. Thank you for listening. If you want to support the show, it's Cash App is $MDI podcast, any amount, and it helps keep us on the road, help keep us bringing back good information to you, helps us to share with you. And make sure you're looking at our Friday showcase shows. Make sure you're looking at our Sunday and Wednesday conversation shows. And please make sure you're checking out where we're out and about on the weekends, on Saturdays. We could be anywhere in the world. And that's the part that's exciting. The girls will be back soon. They are working and trying to get their thing together and curate their time the way they want to do it. So right now I'm kind of on my own, but I'm going to be bringing you some exciting interviews from other daughters, from other mothers. We're going to be talking about finances and building a business. We're going to be talking about every single thing. Sometimes they'll be here and sometimes they won't. So I'm excited to be able to make the time to bring in some exciting conversations. And that's our show for today. Bye for now.